Hi and welcome back. This is David, and actually this is the third time I have to do this particular video because for some reason it didn't work the last two times, and the quality of course gets better each time, I hope. Anyway, I am supposed to do something clever here because when I progress I will get a certain sword, which is a briar hacker, and these briars acts as walls, but I can use that sword to hack my way through them, and that means I can progress through here without actually beating the red guards. I just step through their swords, thus taking a bit less damage than if I actually beat them, and I will leave them for later. Anyway, in order to progress I will need a green key and a blue key. That I do know from when I have scouted ahead, and you haven't seen that because I did some rather long scouting off screen, but hey, that's life. Of course I can do some scouting on screen also, if you feel cheated on that aspect of the game. Oh yes, and actually in my last video I did something a bit foolish, and what I did that was foolish is that I left the goblin biter once I got the long sword. And why that is bad is because the longsword is of course better than the goblin biter, except when you are fighting goblins. Because when you're fighting goblins, the goblin biter does twice the amount of damage, and even though the goblin biter does a bit less damage than the goblin biter does 40 less damage than the longsword, it is actually better against goblins. So I go in here to my little sword stash and I access this area where I can save items by pressing the delete key on my numpad, and now I get the goblin biter. So let's just rush back up and get some keys in the second level where they are kind of cheap. So here we go, and I actually do think this is the way to go. Yes, sir. So first I will use the longsword a bit. Actually I will take this first. So here I can access some one green key and a lot of yellow keys, and the best way to do this is to close this yellow door in order to get to this orb, which opens this here green door, and bam, I get some keys quite cheaply. It only cost me 14 health points. 14 health points once again for beating a grey man, and I will need this green key as well, and I will need to kill goblins. And actually let's just show you, each goblin does 98 damage unless I use the goblin biter, and if I use the goblin biter each goblin only does 49 damage. And I can access the key by rotating the arrow in order to make it possible. Alright, so back to level 4 again, and the way to go is through level 1 and take the shortcut I just need to get back to where I started this video, actually. And I will not use the goblin biter. So here we go, and 48 health points is way too little. I will need to pick up some more health points, and the cheapest way to actually do that is to beat this swordsman, because since I have 150 attack value, I can beat swordsman without losing a single hit point. Okay, so here we go. Beat the mimic, bam bam bam. And here we have a neat little trick. This here trapdoor drops if I step on it, which will lock me in if I try to get the shield. But if I do not have a sword, I can pass the trapdoor without it dropping. And now I got a shield, raising my attack, my defense value to 111, which is rather nice. This here is very much worth it, because I have told you I need greckles, but 200 greckles for 3 keys is a bargain. I can even sell the yellow keys later on if I want to, and if I sell them I will get if I sell them I will get 150 greckles per key. I will actually get that gem. I think I will manage greckle wise anyway. Okay.
Open the doors at 3 o'clock to make the way to the treasure appear.
Thanks. Looks like I'll be here a while then.
3 o'clock, that's a riddle of course, and this is supposed to be an analog clock. And 3 o'clock, that's when I open this one and this one, then it's kind of 3 o'clock. And then we have some bombs here, and presto, I hide behind the door and the bomb explodes and the way in here is free. So this here is the briar hacker. I can use it to destroy this briar, and this will of course be useful once I return, and it will also be useful here where we have a little secret room hidden behind briars, where I can get some keys, some health potions. That's it. But of course this was what I was telling you about. Rather than having to beat those guards, I can return this way, which is much cheaper health wise. Okay. So my next project will actually be to get the sword I will use in order to gather greckles, the lucky blade. And with the lucky blade, each enemy I beat with the lucky blade will leave twice as many greckles as they would have done normally. And the reason I need so many greckles is because I want to use the altar, and I want to use the altar probably to raise my attack. Actually, this here is a bit of a branching point. Or no, first I will actually kill the adder, the dangerous enemy. Anyway, we're running out of time. David signing out.